What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. These are the current champions at 160. The 160 pound, the middleweight division, one of the richest division in the sport of boxing, hasn't been really talked about in recent years because a lot of the middleweights, they moved up to super middleweight, and the most famous middleweight that was there that had a lot of hype, Gennady Golovkin, is pretty much retired. Even though he didn't really officially gave us that retirement speech, he just stopped boxing and he just gave up the belt. I would have loved to see JANIBEK versus Gennady Golovkin, Erislandy Lara versus Gennady Golovkin, Jamal Charlo versus Gennady Golovkin, but Jamal Charlo just lost his belt to that guy, Carlos Adames, and now he's the WBC champion. Jamal Charlo has been out of the ring for a long time. The last time he fought against Jose Benavidez, he could barely make weight. He missed weight by like all these pounds, kind of like Ryan Garcia. He ended up still fighting Jose Benavidez, but the fight went 12 rounds. I thought he was going to knock him out. You know, how does a 47-pound fighter in Terence Crawford knock out Jose Benavidez, but the bigger man, Jamal Charlo, can't do it? It makes no sense. Or Terence Crawford is just that special, which he is. But anyway, the middleweight division. JANIBEK, he holds two of the titles right now. He has the WBO and IBF title. Carlos Adames, he has a history with Terence Crawford as well. Their history is only from sparring, and sparring was all over the internet, where Carlos Adames, he did only 4 rounds with Crawford and he refused to come back out for another round. He's been elevated. He was supposed to fight Jamal Charlo, but Jamal Charlo got arrested and all this other crazy stuff. So the WBC has had enough of Jamal Charlo, so they elevate Carlos Adames to super champion. You know, he's the super champion. Jamal hasn't fought a mandatory in like forever. The fight with Jose Benavidez was like a voluntary defense. It's crazy. But anyway, JANIBEK holds 2 belts. Adames holds the WBC belt. And Erislandy Lara, at 40 years old, he's still a world champion. He holds the WBA champion super championship at 160. I keep hearing what's his name, Danny Garcia, talking about he wants to become another he want to become a world champion again, and he keeps targeting what's his name? I just said his name, literally, Erislandy Lara. I think that's a bad fight for Danny Garcia, even at the age Lara is at right now. We just seen his recent fight with Michael Zarafa, and Lara completely destroyed that dude. Lara still has pop. You know, a lot of fighters, when they get old, the only thing that really don't go is that power. And Lara still has that power, even though he's older. You know, so I wouldn't want to see Danny Garcia do that to himself. But he's talking about he wants to fight Lara at a catchweight. The man is at 160 now. He don't want to meet you at a catchweight. He's the world champion. Will they mix it up with JANIBEK? You know, JANIBEK is on a crash collision with these guys where he can become undisputed because the middleweight division is not one of the toughest division in boxing right now. Carlos Adames versus JANIBEK, I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think JANIBEK is the slight favorite. I think it will be a very competitive fight, but I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think JANIBEK is rightfully so the favorite. Can there be an upset? Absolutely. There could be an upset. Carlos Adames punches hard in both hands, but he fights in spurts. That's his problem. a guy that fights in spurts, it's going to be hard for him to beat the best guys in the division because he fights in spurts. But honestly, I would want to see these guys unify before they fight JANIBEK. I would want to see Carlos Adames versus Erislandy Lara first. If those two guys can unify, the winner of that fight can fight JANIBEK. That would be nice, because 2 belts versus 2 belts. You know, the winner takes all. Become undisputed at middleweight. I don't think there has been a middleweight undisputed champion since probably, what's his name, Bernard Hopkins or something. It's been a while since there was a middleweight undisputed champion. So I would love to see these guys fight each other and unify the belts, and let's see if we can get an undisputed champion at 160. You know, but JANIBEK, he has a lot of hype behind him. I didn't like his fight with Denzel Bentley. That fight, it went the distance. He was supposed to knock that guy out. He didn't. But he still has a lot of hype behind him. They're trying to compare him to GGG because they're kind of similar from the same place, you know. And he was saying he'll never fight GGG because they're from the same place, which is ridiculous. This is boxing, bro. Americans fight each other every day. Look at Adrian Broner versus, what's his name? Sean Porter. Both guys are from Ohio. They fought each other. Like, so you from the same country as Gennady Golovkin. That don't mean you shouldn't fight him. That makes no sense. They should have fought. Gennady Golovkin should have passed the torch to JANIBEK. You know, that's the way boxing work. Replace the young for the old. Replace the old for the young. But instead of Gennady Golovkin fighting JANIBEK, he literally retired without anybody knowing. He didn't make an official retirement announcement. He just retired, bro. It's ridiculous how he just walked away from the sport. He's probably disappointed in the Canelo fight. And honestly, he has nobody to blame but himself. He had bigger fights than I won't say bigger fights, but he had other fights than the Canelo Alvarez fight. The Canelo Alvarez fight, he only wanted that fight because of monetary reasons. He could have literally fought Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Imagine if GGG beats Andre Ward or Sergey Kovalev. GGG goes down as one of the greatest fighters to ever do it, because we know Andre Ward is going down as one of the greatest fighters to ever do it, and he retired on top at #1 pound for pound when he retired. The fact that GGG turned down a fight with Andre Ward is ridiculous. You know, I used to be a fan of GGG until I found out he turned down that fight with Andre Ward, and I was like, yo, GGG, man, you ducking smoke. You know, he used to say he'd fight anybody, but he refused to fight Andre Ward. I would also love to see Gennady Golovkin fight Sergey Kovalev. Golovkin could have moved up to 168 or meet Kovalev at a catchweight. But that is a fight I would have loved to see, Gennady Golovkin versus Sergey Kovalev. But anyway, the middleweight division is not really popping right now. There's not a lot of big names over there. We know Lara is there, we know Adames is there, and we know JANIBEK is there. Honestly, I just want to see these guys unify and see who comes out on top. I think all of these fights are great, but if we really look at it, because the youth is on his side, I think JANIBEK might come out on top. But I could be wrong. Lara still has a lot in the tank, and Adames, he can shock anybody on any given night. It's your boy No Credit, and I'm out.